Right, let's see if this works now. This is my first ever Facebook Live, or in terms of trying to do a presentation or whatever. So this is all new to me, folks. Right. Let's see, where are we? Right, that's all good. That's the thumbs up. Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me? Hi, Alita. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Hi, hello, hi everyone. Can you hear me? Is my vocals coming through? It's hard to tell if my voice is actually coming through there. It is. You can hear me. All right. Okay. Great. So we've got all systems go then. Oh, brilliant. Because I was thinking for a moment. Can you actually hear me? It's hard to tell. This is my first doing an event via Facebook or online. I'm so used to just doing it at a venue. So this is a new one for me. So hello, you can hear me loud and clear. Yes. All right. So I'll just wait for everyone to settle in for a little while. Give it another, and let's say another 5-10 minutes. Let everyone settle in, and then you can. Hello, hi. All right. All right, we'll give it 5 minutes because I think everyone's coming in now, which is good. So hi folks, hope you had a great day. Hope you're having a great week. It's been nice and sunny this week. It's been raining today though, actually. Quite a turnaround today. So but yeah, let's you know how it is, UK weather. So let's just enjoy while we can, right? Okay, so I'm going to wait for you guys to settle in a bit, and then I will just sort of like go through what we're going to do today. Not going to keep you too long, but 45 minutes of my company. So hope I can keep you entertained, motivated, elevated, uplifted. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. Right, let's see. I think everyone's here really. I think we've got enough of you here. So let me just kind of do a little intro, and then other people can come in as we go along. So it's been 10 years since I published my book, Self-Made. 10 years. Can you believe that? 10 years has gone past so quick. This book was published in May 2012. 19th of May 2012, and it was like a major deal for me because anyone who knows me from when I was young, as a kid, I struggled with literacy and reading and writing, so it wasn't my strong point. So it was like a major deal for me to actually become an author and write this book. So it all started really through just stumbling upon. Thank you. It just all started really through just stumbling upon personal development. Somebody just told me to read a book about the law of attraction, and I was just blown away. I was just like, yeah, this is the missing link of my philosophy. This is what my philosophy is about. And what they were saying is, like attracts like. What you think about is what you attract. So if your focus is on negativity, if you're thinking about negativity, if you're hanging out with negative people, if all you hear all day long is negativity, then that's what you're going to attract. But on the flip side of that, on the flip side, if your focus is on positive, is on positive energy, then that is what you attract. You will attract positive energy. So I was just blown away. I didn't think we had any power over anything really. I didn't know. And they were talking about the power of the mind in this book. And I was just blown away by it. I thought that's fantastic. You can actually learn how to use your mind and get more out of you and get more out of your life. And I thought, wow, that is a good thing. So I just became obsessed with it and started to study, and I started to go to workshops and book events. Sorry, not book events, but just workshops and coaching events, mentoring events. And I became really involved in that. And it was a big change to my life. There was no plans about the book at that time. I was just developing myself at that time. It was just about me developing me, and no book was in sight. I used to send emails to family members, and I used to send emails to colleagues at work with inspirational quotes. That's how I used to communicate positive thinking and personal development and all of that. And then a few years later, the idea for the book came about. But I'm going to tell you about that in a moment. So I think we're all settled in. I'm going to start now and kind of like explain a bit about my book and the brand. So let's just give a little bit of explanation about the book. It's called Self-Made: Finding the Goodness and Greatness Within Yourself. Yeah, and the reason why I called it Self-Made, so I wrote down some stuff here. Bear with me a second. Yeah, so the reason why I called it Self-Made, it was to give the person sort of like self-control, a purpose and a direction, and a person with vision and goals, plans for their life, a person taking action in pursuit of their dreams. So the meaning of self-made from my point of view, some people believe self-made means you do it all yourself. You don't have no help from nobody, you do everything yourself. For me, that's craziness. Self-made for me is this: a person with purpose and direction, a person with vision, a person with goals and plans for their life, a person taking action in pursuit of their dreams. That's my definition of self-made. And you can have a team, to do that. It's not about doing everything by yourself. But the vision is yours. The energy is yours. The goal is yours. So that's why I called it Self-Made. And I put the title as Finding the Goodness and Greatness Within Yourself, because the idea is that you're finding the goodness and greatness within yourself. You're working towards something. You're in pursuit of something. Okay? So I'm going to get started on the presentation and just sort of explain what we're going to do this evening. So I'm going to do a presentation, and then I've got a little exercise for you to do. Nothing too strenuous, but I hope you've all brought a pen and paper. But I want you to see your goal today. I know the presentation is the event is kind of about my goal that I achieved 10 years ago in becoming an author. But I also want to do a little exercise with you where you can pursue your goals and dreams too. I want you to be able to see your goal in this event today. I want you to see that, and we're going to do that exercise in a little moment. So what I'm going to do now is just start my presentation and give you an idea of the journey. So going back, just going back to what the whole philosophy is about. How do we create change in our lives? How do we create change? If you're not happy in your career, if you're not happy in, say, your relationships, let's say you're not happy within your job, or anything, any areas that you feel need improvement, what can you do to make change? How do you make the change? What's the push that's going to push you forward to where you want to be? Well, let me take you back to when I was a child. There was a moment where things looked pretty cheerful and happy, but then things took a turn for the worst, and there were some challenges at home. And as a result, my learning, my education kind of came to a halt, and I was struggling at school. And I remember going to the class and I just wasn't concentrating, I just couldn't focus. There was just too much stress and challenges going on within me, and there was challenges at home, and I think I was just impacted by some of the struggles that my parents were going through, and I just wasn't coping with it that well. And I can remember one time going into class and I'm half asleep because I'm not sleeping at night. I'm overthinking, and I must have been like about maybe 8 or 9 years old back then, going into class not reading, and the teacher calling me up in front of the class to read, and I couldn't read. I couldn't read the book, you know, and the kids were laughing, and it took that long journey to walk to the front of the class to attempt to read, but I couldn't read. I had to walk back in embarrassment. And there was many years like that. That was my school life, pretty much. That was my school life. It was just pretty much challenge. The good thing that was on my side, I was artistic. I knew how to draw. I was good at drawing. I wasn't so much good at reading or writing or academics or anything like that, but I was able to draw. So I could draw pictures. So I was able to sort of like win a bit of respect through my drawing and sketching. But that didn't seem too important. They seemed to be focused on, well, you can't do the reading and writing properly that well. You can't do the mathematics that well. So, you know, that was the hang up. And I was teased about it and put down about it. So at that young age, my early years into this world was, I was starting to build that belief that I can't do anything, that I'm not smart enough, I'm not this enough, and I'm not that enough, you know. So I was developed a strong insecurity and had to really decide to battle my way through and build up my self-confidence. So I kind of had a heart-to-heart with myself and made a decision. Am I going to continue like this? Because I started to get into the wrong crowd and was even bunking off school. There was times I wasn't even going to school because school was like humiliation for me. Imagine going somewhere every day where you're not good enough, where you feel you're not good enough. So it got to that point, you know, until we had parents' evening and the teacher told my mum that I hadn't come into class, that I'd missed a few classes. Then, whoa, that was when all hell broke out. My mum was like, you haven't been going to school? I was like, so I had to get back on track with that. But yeah, it wasn't easy. I hope that there is more support and help for young people today, because I know it's not only me. I know there's young people today right now who are struggling with their maths, their English. Some are leaving school. Some are leaving school not knowing how to read. Some are leaving school, you know, in a sad state. And I hope that there's more resources out there for them than what there was when it was my turn, when I was at school. I hope things have gotten better. So yeah, back to the story. I had to make a decision. Am I going to stay in that predicament, or am I going to push forward? So I began challenging myself. I mean, even from when I was 13, I went to Anna Shear's theatre. And to go on a stage when you're a shy person, because of my struggles with reading and writing and, you know, being put down about it, I was quite shy and introvert. So I was a person that didn't really like to stand out. But I don't know, somehow I ended up going to Anna Shear's theatre, and I'm going on the stage in front of people. You sort of think to yourself, I look back and I sort of think that's the last place a shy person would want to be. But it's kind of like, unconsciously I knew to grow, I had to throw myself into the deep end and challenge myself in order to grow. If you play it safe, you're not going to grow. So people, if you want to grow, challenge yourself. Do things that you sort of think, I would never do that. That's what you want to do. Do the things that you sort of think, I would like to do that, but I don't feel confident to do it. Challenge yourself, push yourself, and you will grow. So that's what I had to do. I went to Anna Shear's theatre, I went judo classes, I went college, workshops. What did I do? I also went like training schemes and things like that. anything I could find. And consciously, I didn't know why I was doing that. I look back now and I think maybe I was trying to develop myself. I was trying to challenge myself, because in my early years, I was kind of written off, or I wrote off myself because of that tough start I had with reading and writing. So that kind of helped me through and was able to push me forward. So then fast forward, I've left school and I'm out in the world and I'm trying to make things happen. And just through persistence and through staying with things and challenging myself, I was able to improve my reading to a certain level. And, you know, things didn't turn out that bad in the end. You know, I didn't get into any trouble. My routine, when I, you know, my sort of, if I look at my track record, it was pretty much school, YTS, college, and then work. And that's basically it. So that was my journey. So that's how I tackled it. Just had to sort of like dive into it and throw everything at myself but the kitchen sink and come through. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also, because of Grange Hill, I also had a chance because of Anna Shears, I had a chance to be in Grange Hill as an extra. I don't know if many of you are old enough to remember Grange Hill, but Grange Hill was a TV school series that used to come on BBC One back in the 80s, and it's really popular back then. If you go on YouTube and you type in Grange Hill, you'll see the show. So I was an extra in that, and I was a fan of that show. So for me, I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm on TV, I'm in Grange Hill, and I'm getting a chance to see some of these famous actors and actresses and stuff like that. So that was a good thing as well. But anyway, so that was the past. Fast forward to, where did the book come about? How did the book come to be? How did I get into writing after such a terrible start in the beginning with literacy? Well, there was progress from my efforts as a teenager, the stuff that I did, the training and the work and stuff that I did on myself. And after settling down into a job, somebody at work actually introduced me to personal development. They introduced me to read a book about the law of attraction. I read the book, and through reading the book about law of attraction, I went on a journey of personal development, and I started to go to events. I started to, what else did I do? So I went to events, started reading books, reading books, all that stuff I was never really interested in, and I was suddenly now reading books that are 300 pages in there and listening to audio tapes on personal development. I just really took a deep dive into personal development for about 2.5 years. And then in May 2010, cut a long story short, started to write the book, Self-Made. And that's what led me to where I am today. Any questions in the chat box? Any questions, guys? Anything you want to know, ask me. Fire away. So yes, I'll continue to rant. I'll continue to chat. But if there's any questions, put it in the chat box, and I will answer it for you. So let's see here. All right, I'm just skimming through the chat box now. So yeah, the idea for the book came to be. What I would also say, guys, I left a quote a few weeks ago about surrounding yourself with like-minded people. These are like solution-focused people. These are positive people. These are resourceful people. These are people who are working on stuff like yourself. And the reason why, the benefits of that is partially this is how this book came to be. It was my friend at work who told me to read a book about the law of attraction that led me down this spiral. Although she says she's just a vessel. She says, stop thanking me, Carl. I was just a vessel that came to be at that time as part of your journey. But I still say thanks to her for introducing me to the book about law of attraction because I went on to read so many books and stuff like that, and that's what led me to writing my book. Also, another note: when you have a light bulb moment, take action on it. I had a light bulb moment. So I had a moment where the idea to write the book came to be. And I could have thrown it out and just thought, oh, it's just a silly little thing. It's not anything real or anything important. But I tapped into that light bulb moment. In my mind, the idea came to write a book, and I went on that journey to write the book. And that's what you have to do. When you have a light bulb moment, a goal, you've got to go for it. So I just want to get some feedback from you guys. Who's got a goal? Have you got a goal at the moment? All right, you don't have to share what your goal is. You don't have to put that in the chat. But have you got a goal at the moment? Just give us a yes or a thumbs up. Does anyone have a big goal at the moment that they're working on? A project, a dream? What are you passionate about? I want you to think about what's your passion? What's your dream? Where do you want to be? So okay, good. I've seen some yeses in there. So you've got your goal. Okay, good. Anyone else? Yes, right. I'm seeing some yeses. Right, come on. So you've got your goal, you've got your dream. All right. Have you guys, give us a thumbs up if you've got pen and paper, because I want to do an exercise with you guys. I want to do an exercise with you. What I want you to do, we're going to come back to my story in a minute, but what I want you to do now, being as we're focusing on goals. All right, I'm seeing I'm seeing some stuff in the comments. Yep. A plan of action. Right. Okay, cool. So you all got goals. All right. So what's the best way to go about? How do you make a goal come true? What are you doing? What's the key things to make the goal come true? What do you need to do? Let's see if there's some ideas in there. What action do you need to take to make the goals happen? You've got your goal, you've got your dream, you're passionate about it. What can you do to bring it forward? When do you intend for this goal to be achieved? When would you like this goal to be achieved? Yeah, that's right. I'm seeing some ideas coming in. Set a task list. Prioritize. Some ideas are coming in, guys. Write out goals every day. Yes. Come on, guys. Let's tear it up in here. Visualize. Yes. Yes. Come on. Some more. More. That's right. So that's what there's some great ideas in there. We need to get passionate with our goals. We need to visualize our goals. We need to take action on our goals. We need to put plans. We need to prioritize. We need to write them out. So if you've got pen and paper, guys, write the goal out. Let's write it out. Let's write it on a piece of paper. By writing it down on a piece of paper, you bring it into this world. You bring it here right now. So write down your goals. I just want to get you to, what I want you to do is I want you to visualize that goal right here, right now. I want you to get passionate with it. Break your goals down, plan your first step, keep going. Yes, that's right. Okay, so what actions will you take to make it happen? You don't have to necessarily write this in the list. If you want to keep it private, that's fine. If you want to put it out there, that's fine. What actions will you take to make your goal happen? So just think about that for a moment. What actions will you take to make it happen? Because you see, folks, action is the bridge between you and your goal. We can fantasize about our goals. We can visualize it, all powerful, but without the action, nothing happens. We'll be visualizing forever. But the action is the bridge between you and your goal. So you have to take action. Are there any special skills that you need for your goal that you're working on at the moment? What special skills do you need that's going to help you in pursuit of your goal, or in the goal itself? I'll give you an example. When I published my book, Self-Made, I had a lot of skill set issues when I published the book. I'll tell you them. I'm open. I'll tell you them. For one, I had to go on stage and talk, and I was a shy guy. So doing all of that was scary at first. But once I'd done a few of them, it got better. And and I started to get some training and a bit of work on them. But I used to do them raw. When I first started, I had no training. I used to just jump on the stage and go on there and talk and tell my story. But that was a bit scary at first. Because of the nature of my book, people wanted one-to-one sessions. They bought the book and then they wanted some one-to-one sessions. I had to learn how to do one-to-ones. At first I just had to be courageous and just go for it. Just say, yeah, all right, we can meet up. All right, let's do we do the one-to-one sessions. We did them. So that was a skill set, another skill set thing that I had to work on, and so on. So there was a few stuff that I needed to learn along the way. And that's how you're going to do it. When you go for your goal, don't be deterred because you don't have all the skills yet. You will learn the skills on the way. What else now? What will your life look like when your goal is achieved? What will your life look like when your goal is achieved? Think about that for a little while. And also, depending on how long the goal is also you could say you're going to achieve the goal in 6 months. You can say you're going to achieve the goal in a year's time. To be honest, sometimes you never fully know how long it's going to take. You really have to go on the journey. I thought, when I had the idea to write my book, at first I actually thought I could do it in a year. I got surprised because it took longer than that. I have to say, it took longer than that. It took a year to actually do the writing process. Then it took another year to actually get it published. So it wasn't easy, to say the least, but I stayed with it. What else let's have a look. Right. When do you expect to achieve your goal? When do you expect to achieve your goal? So keep that in mind. Some goals take longer than others. Some goals you may achieve it in 6 weeks, 6 months, depending on what the goal is. Is the goal to start up a business? Are you starting up a business? Are you starting up a brand? Is your goal to travel the world? Are you putting some kind of world record together that we're going to hear about soon? It could be anything. You decide. And that's the whole purpose of this segment, is that you can do it. You can do whatever you put your mind to, really. You can make waves. You can make impact on your life. And here's the thing, your progress isn't just your own progress. When you achieve your goal, have you thought about how it will impact your friends, your family, the people around you? Have you thought about how it will impact them in a positive way? Maybe your achievements will inspire them. Maybe your achievements will uplift them. We're sort of like not just in a bubble. People see what we do. So your success is their success as well. You will uplift them as well as be uplifted. So keep working towards your goal. And What strategies do you guys use to overcome roadblocks? What strategies can be used to overcome roadblocks? So think about that for a moment. Let's see some ideas in the chat for that, because that is something that stops a lot of people in their tracks. They have roadblocks. And what are the roadblocks? I mean, that could be something in your subconscious mind, where something inside you is just stopping you in your tracks from moving forward. You know, you want to do it, but there's something inside which is stopping you from doing it. What is that thing? Often the subconscious mind. You know, I'm not going to go into the subconscious mind too much, but I'll touch on it. You've got your conscious mind, which is your thinking mind, and you can decide on where you want to go. But often that's in opposition with the subconscious mind, which is carrying out these programs of the past suggestions, past beliefs, past thoughts, and it's in opposition with the new goal. Your subconscious mind is almost like saying, we don't usually do that, we don't usually do this, and it's trying to stop you. What does it feel like when the subconscious mind is trying to stop you? You'll feel fear, you will feel anxiety, you will freeze. The subconscious mind has the power to do all of those sort of things, but you must work through it. You must keep going. That's why we say persist. You got to keep persisting. You got to keep trying. What do you do if you get knocked down? What do you do if you fall down? You get back up, right? You got to keep working with it. So the subconscious mind, which is a part of you, is one of the stumbling blocks, and we have to work through it. Yep, some good comments. Working with the right team of people. Have accountability partners or partner or partners. Some of the roadblocks, doubts and fears. Yep. Excellent. So that's right, folks. You know, and we have to persist and work through it. So let's see. So time moving on. And I hope you're enjoying this, and I hope you're getting something from this. I hope this is getting you to think about your goals. Oh, there's some other comments. Feelings of defeat, even though it's in your head. Yeah. Face it head on and stay positive. That's right. I would say, from my own experience, I find when you persist, those mental blocks start to fade away. You start to find some inner strength to break through the mental blocks and move forward. You know, really, you know, put hand and heart on your goal, because this goal is going to change your life. This goal that you're working on is going to put you to where you want to be. You're going to learn new skills. You're going to have a different life, and you're going to learn the magic of life, that when you go in pursuit of what you want, you will achieve it. And the people that you meet on the way, the exciting, interesting people, you'll meet like-minded people who are exciting and working on some great ideas as well, and you can collaborate with them. That will open your mind, and that will expand your journey. Also, I would say, someone else touched on this as well in the comments, also in those moments when you feel the stumbling blocks or feel fear or doubt, if you're surrounded by people that are really going for it, their strength will pick you up in those moments. And I think your efforts will be leveraged by your mastermind team. When I say mastermind team, I mean the positive, hardworking people that you surround yourself with. That will leverage your efforts, that will expand your efforts and expand your achievements as well. Okay, guys? All right, so I want to get back to the book now, and hope you got something out of that, just sort of like looking at the goals and reflecting on that. And so, where was I? So the book was published in May, 19th of May, 2012, a decade ago. I have to pinch myself because I can't believe how fast that goes. But that's a reminder that, you have to go for your dream. Because if I didn't, the 10 years would have looked different right now. It wouldn't have looked like this, you know. But it's nice to be able to, it's nice for 10 years to fly by, and I can sort of say it was a productive 10 years. There was a lot involved in that 10 years just through making the decision to write a book. Can you imagine that? So it just shows there's so many things that you can do. That's nothing compared to what so many people have done. But it just shows even something as simple as that can make a major difference. And I could have easily said, when that idea came in my head, I could have easily said, nah, I'm not going to do that. And there was obstacles. I will share with you some of the obstacles, just to give you an insight into how it is sometimes when you're going for a big goal. And also what can I classify as a big goal? I think a big goal, it determines how far or how close you are to the goal. I was quite far from the goal based on my start and my journey with literacy and reading and writing. So for me, it was a big goal. For somebody else, it might be a small goal because they may already be doing writing and lots of literacy. They may have aced all the grades at school. So for them, something like this may be easy for them. But I think it depends on how close you are to the goal, which determines whether it's a big goal, a life-changing goal. But anyway, just to share with you some of the stumbling blocks I had. So when I wrote my book, I'm going to keep it short because I don't want it to drag on too long. When I wrote my book, got that done, completed the writing task by myself. I even took on a coach and a mentor later on down the line. What that did for me, that gave me a timeline in terms of, well, when do you want to publish this book? When do you want to finish the book? I wasn't thinking about that. I was just studying and writing and creating SELFMADE. And by having a coach, they were able to say, well, put a time on it. When do you expect to achieve this goal? So I managed to complete the writing process in June 2011. And then I managed to get a publisher around October 2011. And everything was going smooth. They were working on the book, they were doing the editing, they were doing this and that to it. I'd completed my writing process. That publisher at the time even helped me to create the sub logo, which is the finding the goodness and greatness within yourself. That came about a little bit later. It was just called SELFMADE before. And then through the collaboration with that publisher, they were like, we need a hook, we need a subtitle to go with the SELFMADE, and the finding the goodness and greatness that came about. And I thought it was a good hook because I felt like I was trying to find my goodness and greatness at the time. And I like the idea of it being finding, as in it's not concluded, you're still doing it. Because I believe in life we're always going to continue to try and find the goodness and greatness within ourselves. It never ends, it's a continuous journey. But anyway, to cut the long story short, everything was going correct with that publisher. They're really, really great, and I was really looking forward to the plans and ideas that they had. They were posting me stuff each week via email, and posting. I think they were posting me stuff to sign as well. I had to sign off some stuff, and suddenly there was silence. There was no emails, no posts, no nothing. This was around November. I think it was around late November 2011. And I remember talking to my coach. I was like, I haven't heard anything from my publisher for about 2 weeks, and I can't seem to get in contact with them. And I paid some money as well. And my coach was like saying, don't panic. There's got to be an explanation for it. And it's only 2 weeks, Carl, don't worry, it's only 2 weeks. Only finally out the blue, I got an email from them stating that they're bankrupt, that the business has gone bankrupt, and they're not going to be able to publish my book after all. They said, don't worry, we'll send you the manuscript and all of the designs. Like they designed, we worked on let me show you, I'll show you some of what we worked on together. So they designed the way some of the pages are laid out like that, yeah? They designed we designed some of that, they would send me stuff and I approved it. So they said they'll send me all of that. But now, in that moment in late 2011, I didn't have a publisher. So now I had a book that was not published. So I was just going out of my mind. But I had to calm down. you have to calm down, folks, sometimes when things get rough like that, because that's where you can start to think of ideas when you're in a calm state. When you're in a calm state, so I had to calm down, and in the calmness, that was where I was able to think of ideas. So I had to just continue to go at it, and this is what you're going to have to do when you get into those moments where you get setbacks. That was just a setback, and you've got to keep going. So I sent emails out to look for another publisher. I did some research. I found, at the time, I found this book magazine, or authors magazine. There was an authors magazine that I think I purchased it. I don't think it was online. I think I purchased it. Actually, it might have been online. I think it might have been online, because I don't recall having a physical copy here with me. I think it was online. But anyway, out of the blue, being as I'd sent them some emails, they phoned me. Somebody phoned me, and they asked me, well, I'm just walking on the street going on my break, or I can't remember where I was going. I felt I was going on a lunch break, and somebody phoned and said, is this Carl? And I said, yeah, it's Carl. And are you still looking for a publisher? And I said, yes, I'm looking for a publisher. And they gave me this number. They told me to phone this lady who's just recently started up her publishing company, and she's only been doing it for, I think, maybe she's been doing it for a year or a few months, I'm not sure. And I think she's relatively new. And I said, yeah. I phoned her, and she talked. She liked the idea of the book. She said, first things first, I need to see the manuscript and let you know if we're going to go ahead with it. I sent her the manuscript, and I had to wait 24 hours to find out if it was a yes. It was like going for an audition. Guys. And thank God, the next day, she said yes. She said, yeah, she goes, we're on the same page. I like what you wrote. And I got it. So it was like I did two auditions. I did an audition with the first publisher, and I got through. And I did an audition with a second publisher, and I got through again. And here we are, the book is published. And I can remember leading up to the publication of the book, where I was visualizing handing my mum a copy of the book. That's what kept me going even through the challenging times. I had this vision in my mind. So folks, hold on to the vision. I was visualizing handing my mum a copy of the book, and that kept me through those challenging moments. And I just remember my publisher saying, leading up to the 19th of May, I think it was after the 19th by this time, she said, there's a man in a van, and he's got 21 copies of your book, Self-Made. That, I had a vision of that as well, a box with my books, a brown box with my books and the tape on it, and you rip the tape off and you got the book in there. And that came to fruition. It happened. I was able to hand my mum the copy of the book and do it. So folks, that's what you got to do. You got to be persistent with it. You're going to have challenges, and but you're going to make it through. So so I hope that was a little bit of insightfulness there, and in sharing what happened there. So how are you guys feeling? Give me some yeses in the comments. Give me some feedback and form. How are you guys feeling today? Are you feeling pumped up, charged up? Are you ready to take on the world? Are you feeling like, yes, you're going to go through it? How are you feeling right now? I'm feeling thirsty at the moment. It's quite warm in here. Okay, so what I want to do right now, time is whizzing fast as usual. I want to get inside this book. now. So I'm going to start to read a few verses of the book. I'll read, let me read the intro for you. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Let's go, guys. Let's tear it up. So let's get inside this book. 10 years. All right, so let's see, where are we? I'll read the summary. I'll give you the summary, because I think the summary should give you a nice taste of what it's all about. So, Self-Made Explained. This is, I don't know if you can see that page up in here. Self-Made Explained. Let's deep dive into that first page here. So, I'll come up close. I want you to hear me loud and clear. So here we are. This book is about the challenges that one faces with oneself in order to achieve success in life. It's about overcoming the temptation to quit, the temptation to be sidetracked and discouraged by others, and about our inner demons which laugh at us and try to keep us stuck where we are. We may have the desire, we may have the dream, but do we have the willpower, the power and drive to win? Okay, so let's continue. So many big ideas today lie in the graveyard because the person who had them didn't stay on track for their implementation. They gave up at the slightest obstacles, and they listened to negative self-talk in their own mind. Their friends and relatives perhaps didn't support them. They got discouraged and forgot the vision that excited them in the first place. No. The true winners know better. To achieve your goals in life, you must be persistent and never quit. You must express drive and determination and a burning desire to succeed. You must have a powerful belief that you can win, and then surround yourself with like-minded people that will keep you on track. You can also ensure your success by unlocking the secrets to your subconscious mind, which will create a great life for you and the ones you care about. Your only challenge is you. This book will inspire you to take control over yourself and change your life for the better. This book is about remaking yourself so that you can be everything you should be. Now, let's begin. Let's begin, guys. It's 2022. Let's begin. Let's not put off any more time. Let's take action now. You know, we've had 2 years of major challenge. It's been a challenging last 2 years, and 2022 has its own challenges. I'm not going to go into them because this is a platform to elevate you, and you know what those challenges are. But it's a time now where we have to try and move forward on our goals and dreams. Don't waste a day, you know, push through. Just think of where you're going to be a month after you've achieved. Imagine yourself a month after you've achieved that goal. How it's going to add to your life, what you're going to be doing, where you're going to be, how you're going to feel within yourself. So just stay with your goals, keep persisting, keep pushing forward, you know. And that's coming from a kid who was struggling at school with reading and writing. It's coming from a kid who could have given up, you know. I wasn't living in an environment where, you know, there wasn't any temptations. Could have easily went down the wrong way, but somehow I stayed on track, and it's just a pleasure to be here. I also want to give a big thanks to all of you guys coming here, because I kind of threw this event together late Tuesday night this week, and I wasn't sure if anybody was going to show up, to be honest, guys. I have to admit that to you, because I just came back from I'm doing some coaching with young people at the moment on Tuesday evenings, and I don't know if it was inspiration from the sessions that I had that day. I just kind of thought Thursday's coming up, and that is the 19th of May, which is 10 years for SELFMADE, and I thought I just want to do something inspirational, and I want to do this with some positive, like-minded people, and I'm truly honored and grateful for you guys showing up today at such short notice, you know, but it's been a blast, it's been a pleasure. So how are you feeling now? Are you fired up? Are you charged up? Are you pumped up? What actions are you going to take on your goals? When are you going to start? Have you started already? Are you in pursuit? Are you in the middle of something right now that you're working on, that you're excited about? Just keep going, you know, keep going with it and persist with it, and don't give up, don't quit. What is your sort of surroundings? Do you have a lot of positive people around you? Do you have people to elevate you? Or do you have challenges? Do you have the naysayers? We all know what the naysayers are, innit? Those are the people that say you can't do it. Those are the people that look at the obstacles. Those are the people that tell you it can't be done because of this and because of that. You know, we can't roll like that. We can't move like that. Okay, started but more relentless. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Keep going there. Keep that fire burning. Just keep focused on it. Keep visualizing it. I'll let you into a secret. When I had that problem with the book, when the publisher went bankrupt, which was like a real nightmare at the time, I created a mock version of the book. I had the cover, because they had done the cover, I put the cover over another book, and I used to position it in my room, so when I woke up every day I would see it, and that would remind me of my mission, that right, you need to put something in towards your goal to get this book published. And that would keep me on fire for each day to keep doing stuff, researching, pushing forward, trying to find another publisher, and it paid off. So visualization is a powerful tool mixed with action and persistence and commitment. So keep working towards your dream, guys. I'm just going to share with you before we go, we've got about another 5 minutes. I want to give you a little bit more of the book. There was a poem that we put in the book when I was working with the first publisher. There was a blank page at the beginning of the book, and they said to me, you know, we think you should put something there. And I was like, yeah, I don't mind. What did you have in mind? And they said, we've got this poem. I was like, a poem? And I was like, okay. And it's by a chap, a guy who, gosh, I mean, the chap must have lived 100 years ago or something, Edgar Guest. So it's an old school poem. It's one of the classics. 1919 was when this poem was released. 1919, that's when this poem was released. And it's called It Couldn't Be Done by Edgar Guest. And it's in the almost the first page of the book. So you come through that page, then you come through that page, my copyright, and then you've got this little poem here. But I will share this poem with you right now. And this is for the naysay. This is about, you know, when you come across the naysayers, those who say you can't do it, hence the name of the poem, It Couldn't Be Done. So here you go, folks. I'm going to read that out now. It couldn't be done by Edgar Guest. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one. Who wouldn't say so till he tried? So he buckled right in, with a trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hid it, as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed, "Oi, you'll never do that. At least no one has ever done it." But he took off his coat, and he took off his hat, and the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift off his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quitting it, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start to sing as you tackle the thing that couldn't be done, and you'll do it. Okay, guys, that's right. Keep it going, keep moving, keep working towards your goals and dreams. So I hope you had a nice 45 minutes or 50 minutes with me this evening. It's been a pleasure. I look forward to when we can do this in a studio sometime soon. And I just want to say thank you from my heart of joining in with me this evening for this Facebook Live. I must let you into a note, this is my first Facebook Live, as in live event ever. This is my first. So this is, you've helped me to break my barrier tonight by doing this event, because now I feel confident that maybe I could do some future ones, and another one in the future, and I hope you attend that too. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I really do. It's, you know, I'm touched. I'm truly touched, because I thought maybe no one ain't even going to show up tonight, because it's my fault. I've done it at the last minute, and I'm truly grateful, because it wouldn't be anything without you. You've made it happen. Love you guys lots. I truly wish you all the best on your goals and everything. Just keep your heads up, stay positive, don't let nobody distract you, don't let nothing deter you from your journey. You are winners, you are successful people. Keep going, keep building, make it happen. All the best. Have a beautiful evening, and thank you. Bye for now.